I didn't realize that I had abandoned myself until this happened. Hi, I'm Leanne, and this is my channel, I Say This With Love 33. Thank you for visiting. If this is your first time here, please give it a thumbs up, hit the subscribe button if you like it. If you're a return visitor, thank you for being here. This community is a beautiful space of safety, true, authentic, raw stories. So how did I realize that I had abandoned myself? Well, that came deep into my life at 54 years old. And how I had finally come to feel and realize and understand that I had abandoned myself throughout my entire life was through the practice of yoga, was through sitting in stillness. I did not understand that I had lost and given up my voice way back in childhood. I had given up any of my wants, needs, desires, hopes, dreams in order to feel accepted and to be loved and to feel worthy and to not feel that somebody's going to judge me or criticize me or laugh at me or make fun of me. So I learned early on in life that this makes a person lock up inside. My heart shut down, my inner self shut down. So as I've spoken about in other videos about like healing that inner child or going back and healing into the generational trauma, I don't specifically know what happened that made my heart shut down and me to go inward and not express and be who I fully am in my body. I don't know what that was, but I'm working hard to figure it out. And I can share with you my stories because I have been through it and I want to be able to give everybody a piece of love and light that there's hope. So I'm going to share my story with you. So throughout my life, growing up, actually when I was born and my biological father abandoned me and my sister, and then I grew up in an alcoholic household, you know, all the typical childhood things of trauma, drama, not an easy life, going through stuff that everybody goes through, but not knowing, we just do it, we just get through it. We're born, we live our life, we grow up, we get married maybe, have kids, live a life, and you know, then all of a sudden, poof, everything just falls apart. And that's what happened to me. And so, like I said, I don't know what happened, but something inside me deep in my life, early in my life, triggered me to shut down my heart and not feel worthy and want to be able to please everybody. I was a #1 people pleaser. I was a codependent, although I didn't think that I was. I would point other people out as being a codependent, but not me. I was unable to see myself. I was a person that wouldn't speak my mind or speak my truth in fear of ruffling feathers or there's going to be a confrontation. I couldn't handle confrontation. And I know there's a lot of you out there that have the same feelings and the same story that I do, perhaps in a little different version. But I want to let you know that when you're able to like stop and think about this and say, God, like, why have I shrunken myself? Why do I feel that I can't speak my truth? Why do I feel that my voice is not important? And there's millions of us out there that have this feeling. And I want to let you know your voice is important. Your thoughts, your dreams, your desires, your hopes, everything that you feel and desire is important. And you can work through these things and push through these things by acknowledging them, pushing into them, and releasing. Like feel, heal, and let it go. This all sounds very easy, like, oh, it's like, you know, easy peasy, let's go, it's so fast. And it's not, it's a process to work through. But I'm here to let you know you can get through this. I have gotten through this. There's so much in my realization that I had abandoned myself. And like I said, I found this out in yoga. So about 4 years ago when I started this process, yoga found me. I had no interest in yoga my whole life. And I finally got to a space in my life where I was, well, jolted like a thunderbolt, a lightning bolt just came and like finally like woke me up. I had an awakening. To make a long story short, I accepted and realized and succumbed to the fact that I wasn't happily married. I did not want to be in the position that I was in anymore. I did not know what I was going to do or how I was going to do it. I had kids, I had homes, I had businesses, I had all the things that this world and in this life makes us feel content and fulfilled. Oh yeah, we're successful because we have this and we have that. When in actuality, like internally, I was just dead, numb, so sad, broken. I was so low. And when I had my awakening and then yoga came and found me about 2 weeks after that, things just started falling into place for me. My heart kind of opened. And in the yoga classes, when I walked in all judgmental of like, what if these people are weird or hippies or hairy or whatever? Like I had all the self-limiting beliefs and doubts and what I thought yoga was. But I made myself go. I didn't even make myself go. Something was pulling me saying, go, go, you need this. You're broken. You don't know what you're going to do. You're probably ending your marriage. Your whole family that you have created and co-created is going to just poof up into thin air. You don't know what you're doing. You don't know who you are. You abandon yourself since childhood, maybe even infancy. I don't know. You need to go to yoga. So I went into the classes with my guards up, and I slowly started to learn how to be in stillness, be in silence, and listening to the words of the yoga teachers and their positive affirmations and positive words. I began to like myself and realize, oh my gosh, like I have not liked myself and loved myself for my whole life. And like, that's apparent. I thought I did. I thought I had everything going on and I had the look and I had, mastered all the attainment of the material objects and stuff, but I didn't love myself. And throughout making myself go and feeling the need to go back and listen to their words, and each time they spoke, I began to feel a little bit more and more, and a little bit of healing happening and a little bit of like self-worth and self-confidence and love for myself come back. Those little bits of golden nuggets really are able to, and did for me, propel me farther onto my journey of healing and coming back to myself. And I can say 4 years later down the road, I have come back to myself. And I can see clearly that throughout my whole life, my first 54 years, I had abandoned myself. And there's so many of us out there that have succumbed to this because of our upbringing, our family dynamics, our traumas, our deeply wounded inner child, our generational trauma, all the things that religious institutions have conditioned us and taught us that is the correct way or we're going to hell, our parents, our teachers, community, all the things that from the minute you're born give you a name and a title and a religion and what your identity is. Are you German, Native, Scottish, like whatever you are? Like we have all these things on us, but inside we're just a soul here to learn lessons here on this earth. But we go through the things that we go through, like me abandoning myself in order to learn the lessons. And it's about the journey. So the beginning of my journey, maybe when I was born, maybe before I was born, all the way through till I was like 54 and then woke up and realized, holy crap, like I had abandoned myself, my voice, my love, my heart, my wants, my needs, my desires in order to just keep everybody liking me or thinking I'm a nice person or thinking I'm not weird. like if you feel this, like I send you love and compassion and peace because I get it. I'm that person. I have worked through it and healed, and am very aware of if I even step out of those lines of honoring myself and going into that self-abandonment. If I even step out of there for a second, my body, my soul's like, nope, not happening, girl. You've worked too hard and come too far, and you're fully aware of who you are and that your voice matters and that you have love and light to offer the world. So in yoga, you learn about the chakras, and I realized and learned and felt more specifically, and most importantly, I felt my chakras becoming balanced and becoming aligned, all the way from the root chakra all the way up to the crown chakra. And if you're not aware of the chakras, go online, learn about them. It's an energetic connection. It actually goes back to the biblical times. Chakras are energetic spaces within us. And you're grounded through your root chakra and your crown chakra up here. When I had my awakening, I felt that open, allows like the spiritual world to come in, and it's just so beautiful. But my throat chakra throughout my whole life was shut. I shut it down through trauma, probably, like I said, generational trauma, life traumas that was happening. I had a very traumatic, upheavaled, not consistent, not safe childhood. So I learned to shut down my throat. Once yoga got me in a space where I was aware of the chakras and how you can balance them and how you can move through yoga poses, the asanas, and breath work to align and balance and put these things in harmony, then it just brings so much peace and awareness. And this is available to all of us, and I can help guide you through these things if you would like me to. You just need to leave a comment in the comment section, and I will get back with you and respond to you. In order for me to bring love and light to the world and all the wisdom and knowledge that I have gained, I had to go through these extremely difficult, hard times. And I understand it now. 4 years ago, when I was at the beginning of my journey and I just kind of awakened, and I could feel in myself, in my body, in my whole universe, because you know, your outer world is a reflection of your inner world. I wasn't content with life. I wasn't happy. Yeah, I put on my face and I was like, everything's fine. I'm fine. Everything's fine. And inside I was just like, oh my God, I'm dying. I don't know. I don't like my husband. My kids are going away to college and I can't imagine what my life's going to be. And I don't like myself, and I'm heavy and I'm unhealthy and my body's locking up and I can't lift my arms up over my head and my hips won't work right. Like my body was physically shutting down. I was not able to, like I said, lift my arms, raise my arms. The joints, like I had been in fight or flight for so many years, the first 54 years of my life, and that takes its toll. And when you're in fight or flight and the nervous system is like this all the time, woo, that brings on disease, that brings on sickness, that brings on illness, that brings on depression, anxiety, so many things. And all of that is able to be unlearned, healed, and released. Yes, it doesn't happen overnight. Anything that is going to be long-term and healthy doesn't happen immediately. It takes a lot of work. It's possible though. It took me like almost 4 years to get to the space of where I am ready to help others and put my story out into the world to help others and guide them through these times. Because I know, and I've realized, like, we're all just humans on this earth trying to get through day by day in our spaces that we're in, but we are all mirrors of each other. And I'm sitting here talking to you and telling you my story, and you might be thinking, oh my gosh, that's exactly how I feel. Or wow, like I gave up my throat chakra, my voice. Nothing I say matters. I don't speak. I make myself small and try to hide. Like something that I say to you could help plant a seed and help you to heal. And that's the goal. That's my intention. When I would go to my Awaken events and people would stand up and share their stories, like from that very first time I went, and I was at the beginning of my healing journey and I didn't know what to expect or what I was feeling or like anything about the spiritual world or like self and inner child. Like I was completely green and a newbie to all of this. So I went to that event for 3 days, and the first day I feel so good. I'm so excited. Like, let's see what's going to happen. But I was kind of like guarded a little bit, like, I want to make sure I'm safe. And I don't know, this is all new and uncomfortable. And my nervous system was like, ooh, this isn't what we know. Like, is this safe? Like, maybe we should get up and leave. Maybe this is just stupid. Maybe you should just go back to your old lifestyle and be the person that you have been. But something inside me was like, nope. I'm shutting down my mind and I'm opening my heart. I need to heal. It's time. I need to figure out who the hell I am and what do I want. So in that journey, in that space, when people would stand up and share their stories, and I would just sit there in my chair like, oh my gosh, like listening to all the people, and my jaw was probably open the whole time because I was like, oh, they're exactly the same as me. Like, how could that be? And then throughout the 3 days and then the other events that I went to, I was like, oh my gosh, I get it. We are all mirrors of each other. We are all humans on this earth going through life, learning or not learning lessons, but it's all the same. We all have traumas. Nobody is born into like a rainbow-filled sunshine with candy and rainbows and unicorns. Like, that's a story. That's a fairy tale. But our journey from getting, through our spaces in life and our lessons is what matters. And if we can all come together with love and compassion and unite as one, because we are all one, then it's going to be easier, and you're going to realize like, oh, the weight of the world is lifted off your shoulders. It's a beautiful space, and it's available to all of us. Yeah, you might need a coach. You might need somebody to help you get through these tough times. You need to release things that are trapped. I had trapped energies, trapped traumas, trapped stories in my body deeply, like at a subconscious level and at a conscious level, like deeply down into a cellular space that needed to be released. And you can't physically see it happening or know when it's happening, but I'm going to tell you, when you're able to sit in stillness, or perhaps like in moving meditation throughout yoga or a quiet meditation with yourself, and you can come into that space of igniting that pineal gland and letting love and light and your inner self coming in and speaking to you and listening to your gut and your intuition, I felt this shift. I felt the lightness. I felt like, whoa, like I can't specifically remember exactly when it happened, but it was earlier on in my journey, maybe about 6 months after my like awakening. And then I started into yoga and fully diving into my yoga practice and starting to heal myself and opening up myself to the universe and spiritual world. And I can remember like one time I had went to my daughter's house that was being built, and I had went to a yoga class in the morning. So it was later in the morning, and we go to her house and we're looking, and I am just like flying high. I'm feeling so good. I'm like, look at the sun, look at the sky, like everything's so beautiful. Do you see that beautiful flower? A butterfly just flew by. Like my eyes, my heart, my soul was just like, oh, look at everything. It's so colorful. It's so beautiful. And my daughter's like, Mom, like, are you okay? Like, did you take something this morning? I'm like, no, like I feel so good. I feel so light. I don't know what it is, but I just feel so amazing. And honest to God, like from that day since then, that's how I feel all the time. Like something released, some of that heavy energy, like trapped baggage, trauma, stored darkness released. And I'm here to tell you, and I say this with love, it's only going to release if you make the choice to let it release. You can make the choice to like hold on, and your ego and your nervous system, if they've been in fight or flight for all these years like I was, it's going to be a struggle. Like your ego and your nervous system is going to say like, no, don't do that. Like, don't change. That's scary. We're fine. Like, we already know what we have. We're surviving. Let's just stay here and go through with what we got. And then you're going to try to be like, oh, I need to heal. Like, that felt good. Like, and then your nervous system, like, always is just going to go back to like what feels normal, what feels comfortable, what feels known to you. Even if it's toxic and unhealthy, and you know you don't like it, and you know you're not happy, and you know something's wrong with it and you need to make a change, but the fear of making that change and stepping over here is greater and taking control of like, let's break out of this toxic, horrific environment that we have co-created and go over here. So again, I say this with love, it is a choice. You have the choice to make a change, push through it, go through that, push through that fear, push through the unknown. I got to the space where I was like, I don't know what's out there for me. And this is a point when I finally realized and accepted and said it out loud, like, I don't want to be married anymore. This is toxic. I'm not happy. I think I want to heal myself and then get a divorce. And for me to even say those words out loud was like huge, because I never said the divorce word in the 35 something years that I was married. But once I released that out into the universe, then I was responsible for that. And things started coming to me, like stories on YouTube, beautiful information via like a commercial or something that I see outside, or like synchronicities, like stuff just starts flowing into your space. And I allowed it. And I'm like, oh, okay. I allowed myself to like open myself up to things that I always said, I would never do this, and I would never do that, and I'll never get divorced, and I'll never do this or say that. And poof, let me tell you, and I say this with love, never say never. Those words have come back to bite me in the butt. And I'm not even going to say that in a bad way, but that's beautiful, because that's very closed off and stoic and like, I'm so perfect and I don't need to change because my way's the right way and everybody else out there is wrong. Pah! Never say never, because now I have come back to myself. I have learned to unconditionally love myself. I see everybody, all the people in the world, my ex-husband, family, all my friends and co-workers and all the things, with new eyes, with my true authentic eyes. Like, we all have flaws, we all have fears, we all have demons in our closet, right? Or skeletons in our closet, as they say. Everybody does. Everybody, every human on this earth just wants and is looking to be loved. That's it. And throughout our world, from the minute we're born and we're given titles and names, and you're black and you're white, and we don't like this person because of their skin color, and they're a different religion, so we don't like them either. And, you know, all that separation starts taking place, and that separation stays and is taught. It's in the political world, the religious world, like school, like all the things that we're here on earth teaches separation, and that keeps the system in control. But if you can stop and take a breath and think about it and understand, like, I'm a human, I'm here on this earth. Perhaps you're in a space where you're in a tragic space. There's grief, there's trauma, there's loss, there's all the things. and you just want to be loved. You just want somebody to put their arms around you and give you a hug and say, it's going to be okay. Everything's going to be okay. And let me just give you this hug and tell you with love, everything will be okay. Everything is temporary. Trauma, dark times, hard lessons, things you don't even want to think about, things that happened in the past that you had no control over, and it wasn't your fault. It's temporary. But the trauma goes into our subconscious and we hold on to it unknowingly. But I just want to say, you can release that. Give yourself a hug. If there's nobody to give you a hug, stop, close your eyes, take a breath, wrap your arms around yourself and give yourself a hug. It's okay. Don't worry if it looks funny, if you feel uncomfortable. Step out of that box. Push into that fear. Push into those self-limiting doubts and beliefs. Start by giving yourself a hug. Because I can say, if you haven't thought about this or if you're unaware of this, and you have a lot of darkness and you have certain patterns and beliefs and ways that you are, think about your inner child. And how that little child of you as a child and what they went through, everything that they endured and they did not receive properly, possibly, the love, the unconditional love, the validation, the safety, the recognition, all the things that we as a human need to survive and crave. You may have been limited or not had any of that at all as a child. So your inner child is still way back here, sad, feeling like, and you, as an adult or whatever age you are, you can go back in there and heal that little boy or that little girl. It's a beautiful place to go. And I do have multiple videos on the inner child, and I have a meditation video on healing your inner child. And going back and healing that inner child also brought awareness that I had abandoned myself, me. I had did it. So I say this with love. Perhaps I can reflect on what I learned, and what I learned is that everybody has a voice. Everybody has a heart. Everybody has a human body. And when I learned that I had abandoned myself and that I was going to offer myself the space and the love to do anything in this world that I needed to do to come back to myself, is what I did. And you can do that as well. If you're going through this, if you're on a path or a space where you're questioning things, you are not content, you feel heaviness and burden, you can contact, you can comment. I will walk you through it. Think about it, sit in stillness, close your eyes, go into a meditation, feel into your heart. I say this with love, quiet your mind and open your heart. Feel into your feelings. It's okay. It might be new, but it's something that brings you back to yourself. Thank you for being here. Thank you for visiting. I hope something in here touched a piece of your heart. Maybe something scratched the surface to get you thinking or moving you into a space of the beginning of a new journey for you. I do say this with love, 33. Go ahead and give it a thumbs up, hit the subscribe button. Namaste.